Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Thunderstruck Super Series 2 Tour Mods. I'm your host, Eddie Smith, and welcome to the Rebel Racing Network as we get ready for a fantastic night of racing here at USA. I think we got an amazing race getting ready to happen here as we look at the conditions for tonight as we are USA International Speedway. We are getting ready to grid up. We have a had one last week, got another one this week. We've got a 3-car feature, so our B main, excuse me. So we will watch 3 drivers battle it out for bragging rights. All 3 of them will advance. We'll kind of go through that grid real quick. Harold Rothery, who was fighting for the win last week at Martinsville, is going to be starting first in this B main. William Griffith's going to start second, Reaper Racing. And Kyle Roberts just kind of scooting in at the very last second to the server. He's going to start third in this heat race. So getting really excited. Always kind of enjoy these. These are fun. This series is a lot of is a lot of fun. Guys usually have a really good time with it, and it's fun. These little heat races, even though they don't really mean anything because we don't have 21 drivers, so everybody will advance. Um, it's still really fun to get in here and cut up and watch these guys race. And somehow every week we end up under caution with these races. So a lot of bragging rights. Guys want to this sets their starting position, so they want to start up uh, 3 spots ahead where they might if they finish last. So. As we are getting rolling, they are rolling off the grid here. For this, just a little formality race, but look, if you join a race, you want to win it no matter what it is. So we'll see these guys cut up. Nothing really transfers over, so they can get up here and tear the car up, and they get a brand new one. So as the pace car gets ready to head out down pit lane, we're going to get ready to go green. Harold Rothery going to get us going as these guys are going to go on green. As the pace car gets ready to head down pit lane. Let's see who's got the cojones to win this race. Is going to be the Dirty Bird in third place, William Griffith or Harold Rothery. So we'll see if Harold brought any of that speed he had last week to the table for this race. As Harold does get a great start. USA usually provides some fantastic racing. The Legend Series in Rebels was here earlier in the week, and man, they really put on a show with Ryan Pendleton coming away with the win there. So I expect a lot of good racing here tonight. So Harold gets a great start so far. Kyle Roberts spinning through the grass already. He's going the wrong way. Can't do that. See, he bends it into the inside wall. Spending a little bit too much time at the hot tub. Maybe a few too many cold ones. I'm not real sure. Just really struggling to get out of there. He's doing a little bit of landscaping as he comes out of, as he comes back on the track. But hey, still a podium finish so far. So maybe he can keep that up. He goes down pit road. Harold Rother still our leader right now. William Griffith not too far behind. Kyle Roberts come back on the track, and he's just going to go around at a snail's pace. But So far, these drivers here are getting some good practice in. Kyle Roberts kind of stuck in at the last minute, so he hadn't had a whole lot of time to practice. So he's going to be able to get back out here after the pits, hopefully, and see him coming down pit road again. Yeah, that's absolutely right. 20 laps of practice. So, it's a good idea. It's a cool deal because instead of guys going home, if you qualify in the back, you get to get a little 20 laps more practice in race conditions. And you see William Griffith starting to make up some ground on Harold. Made a good little charge there as Harold just pulls over. Decided to do a little bit of racing. Make it a little exciting, I think, as I got to say, William Griffith's car looks fantastic. Sorry, Harold, not to say yours doesn't, but green's usually a bad sign. It's a sign of bad luck for short track racing, but William Griffith with a fantastic looking car. I think that looks great. Not a lot of really cool design choices you can do with these cars, just limited body space. So it's good to see somebody can put together something simple, or at least my little small brain thinks it looks great, at least. So is right now Griffith looking strong with about 12 laps to go. Somehow no cautions yet, even with Kyle Roberts bending it 2 or 3 times, getting lost in the infield, and he is still in pit, so he must have damaged that bad boy good. So he's going to start in the back for the feature. You see Harold starting to run back onto the back bumper of William Griffith. Looks like maybe they just want to do a little bit of racing, which I think is awesome. Go on board as we watch Harold try to get on the inside of Griff. He's looking on the inside, just not quite able to make that run off the corner. Seems to be really good in the entry in the middle, but Griff able to get off the corner really strong. So not a lot of places for Harold to try to make a move. And try a little higher entry and come off lower, try to get that run. But Griff looking really strong. So if you're in competition watching this tonight, I think maybe he put the bulldozer away and got the race car out and decided he's going to try to win this race. As soon as I say that, he gets a little bit loose off the corner, and Harold's able to get on that outside, see if Griff can fight back on the inside. He does. He's able to clear him off the corner. So Griff fighting back, holding on to that lead. But a great battle between two cars as Kyle is back on the track, but quite a few laps down. But no harm, no foul. Griff gets really close to that wall there. Six laps to go in this more of a formality than a race, as all 3 of these guys will transfer. Hopefully Kyle Roberts goes in there and gets him some coffee, maybe a glass of water, sober up a little bit. Really like this series. I think it's one of the more fun ones that I watch. It's open setup, which does allow for things to be a little bit more exciting. A lot of guys will just kind of download whatever setup they can find. Most of the leagues around here are fixed setup. The late model series is fixed setup, and that always provides really good racing. But open can allow you to kind of set the car up to your liking. If you want to make a few adjustments in practice, you can. It doesn't take a extremely knowledgeable. Oh, as Harold gets that apron a little bit, gets him a little out of shape as we get the white flag. But the open setups just allow you to kind of make a few adjustments. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to change air pressure and cross weight and things like that. So really allows you to kind of piddle around. Harold going to make one last attempt as Griff slows up. and both trying not to cross the line. So trying to get a close finish there. But William Griffith's going to win the B main as he takes home that win. He looks forward to trying to take home the victory tonight in the feature. While we wait on them to grid up, let's go ahead and look at the schedule, and we'll bring it up every week. Just going to show kind of anybody that's happened to be watching that's interested in something like this. These are the tracks, a lot of short tracks, a lot of really fun places to race. Like I said, open setups, fields are capped at 20 cars in the feature. Top 15 in qualifying go to the feature, and the remaining 5 spots are determined by the B main that we just watched. And if we don't get 20 folks, then everybody gets to go. So one fast repair, no tire changes, so you really have to make sure that you take care of those tires. We see a lot of guys, movers every week who move up through the field and they start to fall back as we get towards the end of the 125. Most of these, every one of these races 125 laps. So got to really take care of those tires. You got to make sure that you make them last. But you don't want to run in the back. You're not going to be able to make up damn near 20 spots towards the end of the race. So you got to position yourself near the front so you can strike to try to take home that win. But about halfway through the season so far, while we're waiting on these guys, they're going to do a little bit of warm up. Try to pull up the standings. I should have had this up already, but Josh Oswald was our points leader going into the Martinsville race, but had a couple issues and ended up finishing with a broke car towards the back. So, but he does retain the lead. Josh Oswald still on top with Sam Wetstein in second, Garrett Kenders in third place. So it's really tight battle for second place for sure between Sam and Garrett. And Josh has about a 10-point lead over Sam. So assuming those are correct, sometimes iRacing doesn't update them properly, but still a good little points battle there as we're halfway through, so it's starting to heat up. But we're gridding up. It's heating up on the track right now as we get ready to get this feature going. 125 laps. Kevin Anderson was the winner last week, as he was the most consistent. Maybe there was a couple guys a little bit faster, had a little bit better setup, but he held on to it, made some really smart race decisions, and was able to take home that win. As we go ahead and bring up the grid, Kevin Anderson starting on pole, Garrett Kinder starting second, Josh Oswald starting third. You see why they are on the top of the standings. Mike Hasty starting fourth, Sam Wetstein second place points starting fifth, Mike Steffens starting sixth, Michael Swink starting seventh, Frank Barbary starting eighth, Charlie Gates Jr. starting ninth, Tyler Rice starting 10th, Nick Schaefer starting 11th, Hemi Gardini starting 12th, Alex Veith starting 13th, Josh Lockwood starting 14th, Judd Bassett starting 15th, and Harold Rothery won that B main, starting 16th, William Griffith 17th, and Kyle Roberts bringing up the rear in 18th. So As lights are out on the pace car, we've got a nice, healthy 18 car field as we get ready to go battle tonight. 125 laps. I think this is going to be a blast. As long as guys can try to take care of each other, try not to fill the race full of cautions. I expect some really good racing, but it is short track racing, and it's at night, so there's going to be a lot of fireworks, probably a lot of hurt feelings as well. So a lot of really good paint schemes up here in the front. Kevin Anderson, Garrett Kinder, Josh Oswalt, Mike Hasey, Sam Wetsign really putting the work in on those schemes, and they look fantastic. They look racy. They're ready to go as they're licking their lips, ready to get going. Kevin Anderson going to bring us down to take the green flag. As green is out, Garrett Kinder with a little bit of an advantage over Kevin Anderson going down to the first turn. Hopefully he waited till the green before he went. He had a little bit of a nose up there. Maybe race control sleeping a little bit, or it's Kevin Anderson gonna have the preferred groove. Is Garrett not able to make that topside work out of 3 and 4? Trying, he's holding as hard as he can off the high side, getting really close to Josh Oswalt there as they go down into the turn side by side. Josh trying to get that position away from him. Garrett has to be careful running up there trying to fight for the position, especially if Josh gets into the apron. So he is going to benefit as Josh Oswalt gets the apron just a little bit, gets his car upset, and that's going to allow Garrett Kinder to move up into second place. So I was just about to say Garrett's going to have to hope that there was a mistake or he's going to burn his tires up, and so he gets a little bit of a break there. So move Garrett Kinder up to second place. Garrett Kinder with fans in the chat always there cheering him on as oh man, we have a pretty big crash it looks like involved Josh Lockwood, Kyle Roberts, and William Griffith. Trying to see what's going on here is he gets spun out, and I'm sorry for the camera angle here, but collects a few drivers. Tyler Rice, Kyle Roberts, William Griffith collected in that as he spins back across the track. Tyler Rice actually ends up on his roof as Josh Lockwood stuck on the inside wall. Can't seem to get that going. He found that same spot Kyle Roberts was looking for, but Tyler Rice already had to tow, ended up on his roof, and so he's going to be in there for a while. We go back to live TV. Got a couple guys, well, just one going down pit road. Frank Barbary decided to come down and get fuel. No tires in the pit, so he definitely is not coming down for that. Maybe to fix a little bit of damage. Not sure. Car looks pretty good, so he may have just been short on fuel. But he'll come down and get that. Maybe just wanted to visit. Maybe he got lonely out there on the track. Decided, hey, I want to come down and see my guys. See the guys who get it done every week. But our leader still Kevin Anderson. I felt like I said that a lot last week as he pretty much held on to the point. Had a really stable setup, was able to hold that bottom. Guys were doing all they could to get around him, and I think he kind of, he's not playing any games. He's just racing, but making these guys work harder than they want to, or harder than their car will allow them to do, and to try to get around him. And he's able just to keep his car straight, keep it smooth. I don't think I saw him get loose last week. I don't think I saw him come up off the corner higher than he wanted to. Never saw him touch the apron that I remember. So really, really solid race, making those guys fight for it, and he come away with the victory. So great showing from him so far. Forgive me if he's been here before, but the last few races this season I have seen, he is new to me, so definitely welcomed. as we hit lap 9 of 125. Still a long way to go. It does, and the racing looks like it was going really, really well. It looks like Josh Lockwood just got a little bit loose and just looped it around the corner and just collected a few. So it wasn't like it was any aggressive racing or anything. Just a mistake that happens. And so far the racing looked really good. Top line doesn't seem to be, you know, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of grip up there to make any kind of moves. It seemed like Garrett was really struggling. I'll be interested to see if anybody has anything that can work up there, because they'll be able to make a lot of passes with these wide sweeping corners. It's really hard to get a run off somebody, as we saw in that first race. It was just difficult to make up any ground. The pace car is off. We get ready to have our second restart. Kevin with a great restart. Michael Swink sleeping just a little bit on that restart. Going to lose a few positions because of that as he fights back on the outside, trying to get back around the 669 of Michael Steffen. But it looks like he's going to fall into the clutches of Nick Schaefer as Alex Veith going way high as we are under caution again. Let's go back and see what happened. Like it started with William Griffith, but we'll see what transpired here. Oh no, the 94, or excuse me, 04 Chud Bassett goes around. Back, try to see what happened to him. Oh, he just kind of clips the wall, then comes down and clips another car, and it looks like Frank Barber was going around as well. So apologies about the camera work there, a little rough. So we're under our second caution of the night on lap 13 of 125. Long way to go. I know these guys don't want to ride her under the caution the whole race, so come in and get your fast repair, then come back out and try to make it a race. Of course, we aren't, none of us are professionals here. Some of these guys race in real life, so some of them may be, but on iRacing, we're out here just having a good time. So people are going to make mistakes, and that's why we have fast repair. Two more laps and we'll get back going green. We'll check on some big movers so far as Alex Veith up for position from where he started. He's done crack the top 10, so he's taking that Napa Auto Parts 42 machine towards the front. Nick Schaefer right in front of him, also up 3 spots. So these guys have made a lot of moves and taken advantage of some of these guys that have had issues. Harold Rothery, who started third from the back after winning that heat race, he has made up a few spots, but I'm sure he will be making his way towards the front if I had to guess based on last week. A very small sample size, but last week he was extremely fast, so I expect him with enough green flag laps to make his way up towards the front. But the lights on the pace car are out as we get ready to get this thing going back racing. Kevin Anderson still with the lead. Garrett Kinder in second. Josh Oswald, Sam Wetstein right behind him. Another great restart for Kevin. Pretty good restart for Garrett. Looks like he might clear Josh going down to the first turn. He does. Gets a little bit of a run. Gets right on the back bumper. Oh, almost touches Kevin. So we're under caution again. Go back and check it out. Get that replay as we see what's going on. Charlie Gates Jr. having some sort of issue. Goes down into the corner as the 3-car. Oh, we were just talking about him. Of Nick Schaefer. Go back and check that out. Looks like he gets a little bit of help there. Oh, this is not going well. A little bit of net code there. Looks like there was quite a large gap there, so that happens. But a bummer for Nick Schaefer as he was on the move, made up a few spots, so. No harm, no foul there. Well, 20 laps in, and we are on our third caution, so it's been wild so far. Need to take the camera off the lead lap cars. I'd probably find a lot more action towards the back here, but try to watch for any passes for the lead. I'd be interested to see who has something for Kevin. Garrett looks like he was making a push. Got right on the back bumper of Kevin, so it looks like Garrett Kinder has some speed, able to compete with Kevin. Just needs some green flag laps to make it happen, most likely. Just haven't had a chance to really get into a groove just yet, but once we get the butterflies out, we get these green flag laps in, I think we'll see some guys start to make their way towards the front. So far, only one car out of the race is Tyler Rice. Ended up on the roof of his car and had to tow, but everybody else has been able to go in and get some damage fixed. Get back on the track as we get ready to go green once again. Last two restarts, Kevin Anderson with being on the being in first, able to get a great jump. We'll see if Garrett Kinder can maybe try to jump the start just a little bit and get out there and challenge him here, but really, really hard to do when the leader has so much power like that. And just a mirror restart of last one as we go down here and see if Garrett Kinder can make a run towards him, and he does. He gets a great run off the corner. Great run off 4 there. He's going to go down the corner, give him plenty of room as not to get to the back of him. Kinder really rolling the center well, so he is all over the back bumper of Kevin. Looks up to the outside, going to try to diamond off the corner and get a run. Not sure if he's going to be able to make it. He's not. So close he is all over the back bumper as the racing is starting to pick up, as Frank Barber is had an issue as we are under caution again. And we will go back and see what happened with Frank. These cameras are horrible, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, it looks like the car in front of him just gets a hold of it. Looks like the 017 of Hemi Garradini gets a hold of that apron and just kind of stomps the brakes, trying to keep it. Stomps the brakes, trying to keep it straight, keep it from spinning out. And unfortunately for Frank, nowhere to go. So, tough night for Frank Barbary so far as he is sitting on the pits. Somebody crashing in the field. Under caution again. Love to have some calls to make in this race, but it seems like we've just been under caution this whole time. Still, even with that, we've still had quite a few guys who have made up some ground. Alex Veith, the man on the mission so far, up to 7th place. Harold Rothery, the same. Lights are out on the pace car. Pace car getting ready to head back in for our 4th restart on lap 30 of 125. A lot of racing left to go. Kevin gets another great restart as the field sort of gets bottled up there, as we had an accordion effect there. But we will go up front as we watch Garrett Kinder and Josh Oswald battle it out for 2nd place, trying to get some racing going. Garrett Kinder driving it deep down into the corner, able to take 2nd spot back if he sets his sights on Kevin Anderson, ready to take the new blood out. Garrett Kinder can get this win this week, as he's going to go to the, he tries to peek to the outside, going to go down to the inside. He does have position on Kevin. He goes down to the inside. How hard will Kevin fight, knowing how much time we have left? But Garrett Kinder almost completes the pass. He's probably going to take care of that right here, and he does. So new leader, Garrett Kinder, has moved up from his second place starting position and is taking the lead. So showing some strength early on as Josh Oswald looking under Kevin Anderson as well, but Kevin fighting hard back on the outside. So these guys are getting racy. Neither one of them want to see Garrett Kinder get away. Josh going to push up off the corner just a little bit. Gives that run to Kevin. Sam Wetstein sitting back there going, hey guys, let's figure this out. I got to go. Sam going to try to stick his nose up there. Gets a little bit loose off the corner. That's going to allow Michael Swing to get to his back bumper. So it's starting to become a bit racy up here at the front as it's getting crowded. Garrett Kinder already out to almost a 4/10 of a second lead. As Kevin is dropped back to third place. He's under fire from Sam. But really nice little battle here for third place. See the 72, Mike Hasty going under Michael Swink for 5th place. He is able to pull that off. Alex Veith, one of our hard chargers, is going to get up under him as well. As check back, watch this amazing racing going on as these guys have started to calm down just a little bit, at least not spinning out, but they're definitely getting racy. As you see Nick Schaefer, after that accident, starting to make up some ground, making up some spots. Got my eyes on Harold as he's trying to make it through the field, already up 8 spots, the biggest mover, him and Alex Veith, so we'll have to keep an eye on them as they are making up a lot of room, or a lot of spots on the track, excuse me. So far we're green, which is fantastic. We love this. Back check up on front, see what Garrett's doing. Josh Oswald starting to hunt him down. It's hunting season. It's almost October 1st, so we're almost getting ready to get with it. Is Josh trying to run him down there, running identical lap times. You don't really know what, last week's winner, Kevin, seemed to have everything figured out, which we didn't see what Josh Oswald had, our points leader, as he got caught up in an accident. He was not really able to get back into it. So Kevin either showing some fantastic patience, trying to just let these guys go and say, hey, go ahead, I'll be there when it counts, or these two right here have got the speed, which they've got to go now. They've got a couple guys who are just as fast, maybe a little bit faster. Alex Veith putting down the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around, so there's plenty of speed out there. Josh Oswald gets onto the back bumper of Garrett Kinder, who just had a birthday. Congratulations on surviving another year on this planet, brother. So happy birthday to Garrett. And hopefully he'll survive another lap in the lead, as Josh Oswald making a great charge, trying to take this lead. First and second in the points, battling it out for the lead. This is why they are in the position they are, trying to win this championship. Fantastic to see this long green flag stretch of racing. As the battle for the lead is starting to stall out just a little bit. Let's try to go back here and catch some of this racing that's going on back here as we watch Alex Veith try to make it up through the field. But don't look now, Harold Rothery right on his back bumper, already making moves, trying to get up through the field here. Harold gets a little bit of apron that last turn is able to, had to drop back just a little bit. Great job, guys. See, Alex gets a little bit tight off that corner. Oh, is the 72 of Mike Hasty goes around. Just right outside of a screen, and oh my goodness, the two cars are bouncing off each other trying to get back going, and they do. Let's go back and see what happened there. As he was right on the left side of the screen, on the back bumper of Sam Wetstein. Good grief, his camera work is just awful. I'm so sorry, guys. Again, goes down the corner and gets a little, gives Sam Wetstein just a little bit of shot going down into the corner, and tries to keep it off of him and gets a little bit loose, and unfortunately takes out a few cars with him. So we are under caution again. Great little green flag run there. Bring up the tower. Let's talk about who's what and where right now. As we've had some comers and goers. Kinder, Oswald, Anderson, your top three. Sam Wetstein, who we just saw had an accident or almost got turned around there, is running in fourth. Alex Veith having a hell of a race, good up the top five there. So he is on the move, but right behind him, Harold Rothery. Those two guys are on a mission, and they're headed towards the front. Nick Schaefer in seventh, Hemi Garadini in eighth, Mike Steffen in ninth, and rounding out your top 10 is Michael Swink. Kyle Roberts up 7 spots, having a great run in 11th. Started all the way at the back of the field, so he is he's got that thing moving. Mike Hasty, who we just saw, was running up in near the top 5, having just a run in with Sam. Is like one of them was trying to get in a little bit harder than the other, and he's back to 12th. Charlie Gates Jr. He is in 13th. William Griffith is in 14th, and he's the first car a lap down. Josh Lockwood is 2 laps down in 15th, and Frank Barbary and Chud Bassett, Tyler Rice, they are out of the race. Well, a good green flag run there. We start to see some guys make some passes. We really saw how strong Garrett and Josh were. Kevin, not really sure. Like I said, not really sure what his plan is. If he's just trying to ride and take it easy, but he's got to be careful. You could ride and let these guys go on and try to, let them burn their tires up or whatever your plan is. But Harold and Alex are on their way, and you could find yourself, from leading the race all the way back in 5th place if you're not careful. Sam Wetstein right there as well. So I think we have the 6 fastest drivers on the track right now are nose to tail, 3 rows deep as we get ready to go back green. Garrett Kinder, our leader, he's going to lead the field back to green, and he gets a great jump as Josh Oswald not able to. Harold Rothery going to the outside of Kevin Anderson, trying to make it stick. It's almost cleared him, and he kind of jumps down to the inside and gets down to the bottom. So move Harold up to 4th place, all the way from the back. 12 spots is Harold as he is making that green car work. It doesn't look unlucky at all, showing that strength that we saw all race last week as well. So Man, what some great drivers we got up here. They are putting on a show now, so hopefully we can go green all the way to the end and see who's got the best car. And I'll tell you what, last lap, best lap of the race, Garrett Kinder, 19.71. So, so far right now, Josh Oswald beats him by by 1/100th of a second. So, both those guys with clean air able to make a lot of speed as Josh is trying to hunt them down. It's a great shot, seeing all these guys who are in contention for to win this race, I believe. As we get close to halfway, we're going to start to see the tires on who saved the most, who's got the most left in the tank, and who really burned their stuff up. Give me for 1 second. Watch this, try to see if this battle for the lead heats up at all, as Josh was able to get to the back bumper, just not able to get any closer than where he is right here. As we go check on Harold, as he's going to try to put a move on Sam Whitstein. Gets right on his back bumper. As he can see the leader, he can see the front. He's trying to get there as fast as possible. Sam trying not to let that happen, because Sam's trying to get there to the front as well. But man, is he under fire from Harold, as Josh Oswald gets a little bit of run on Garrett Kinder. Going to look down to the inside, but Garrett closes the door. Able to hold on to that for now as we go back to Harold and see what he's able to do. Is, man, this racing is getting good now. I don't really know where to go. There's just so much racing all over the track. Guys are all over each other now, as we've got some battles for the lead. We got battle for third place, and then we got three-car battle here between Charlie Gates, Kimi Garandini, and it looked like Kyle Roberts for a minute, but gets a little bit tight or loose off that corner and loses some ground. Top five holding steady, but Sam Whitstein is under a lot of pressure from Harold, as we've got a crash. Looks like Kyle Roberts, Charlie Gates Jr. get together. Kyle just comes up a little bit and tags Charlie in the rear, and then goes into the wall himself. So under caution again on lap 69. Nice, of 125. See William Griffith getting the wave around there, the lucky dog. But Garrett Kinder's showing a lot of strength. Able to get around Kevin Anderson, who is running in fifth, has lost 4 spots since having that early lead. Finds himself in the 5th position. So once our leader is now looking like he's headed the wrong direction, but still a lot of racing to go. As we are on lap 71 of 125. We get doubled up, get ready to go back green as we watch the race through the motion sickness cam. Garrett Kinder with a great start. Man, he's doing a great job on these restarts. Harold Rothery trying to go. Oh, and Sam Wetstein gets into the back of Harold coming off the corner and spins him out and takes out a couple drivers with him. So a big accident as we just got back going green, and it looked like Sam Wetstein just gets into the back of Harold. We'll go back and look at this and try to see what happened here. Yeah, it looks like Harold was trying to make that pass and just tried to get a little bit lower off that corner to try to get a good run. And fortunately, Sam was there, and so some contact was made, and Harold goes around. So that's going to put Harold behind the 8 ball yet again. It almost was trying to work on 3rd place there, and now he's got a lot of work to do. Sam Wetstein also having to come in, take his faster pair. That's going to drop him from 3rd to 11th. So Sam 3rd in points. Did not want to see that. But that moves some folks up. Nick Schaefer, who was in an incident earlier, who is up to 3rd now. So we got a new player. I got to be honest, the USA cameras are just the worst. I don't know who did these, but this is just awful. We can get some of the guys down in the infield, move these damn haulers out of the way. I think we'd be all right then. So we are under 50 laps to go in this race. Had a really good green flag run there for a minute, but we have gone back-to-back cautions here. As you know, some guys who have been running at the front. Harold and Sam both are going to be running 11th and 12th, and they've got a lot of speed, so I know they're probably going to be in a hurry. So I think business is going to pick up even more as we get closer and closer to the end of this race. Going to probably get back going green with about 45 laps to go. After last week, I would imagine Josh Oswalt would just be glad to finish up here somewhere and have a good points day. As last week, he got saved a little bit. A couple guys having some issues there, running up close to him in the points, and so he didn't hurt him as bad, but definitely would like to rebound this week. Definitely get a win, but hopefully get just a good points day as he's got a 10-point lead over second place Garrett Kinder. Pace car is off. Garrett Kinder going to lead us to the green flag. Another great run. Great restart by Kevin Anderson behind Josh Oswalt. But Garrett Kinder, we are under caution again. As looks like Josh Lockwood, Charlie Gates. Try to see what happened to Josh here is Charlie Gates and Hemi Garradini get together. Josh Lockwood, just a innocent bystander there, nowhere to go. You know, and a lot of the races that I've seen this week have there's been just a lot of caution. So I don't know if the moon is just in the right spot, if we're having a solar and a lunar eclipse at the same time. You know, um, is the Earth shifting on its axis? I'm not real sure, but there's been just a lot of cautions in all the series that I'm involved with this week. So no different here tonight as we have just had a whole lot of cautions this track. Really putting a hurting on these drivers. Seems to be just a one groove track. The top side just does not work at all. If it does, you're really having to pedal the car to get it to work. And so guys have just been trying to fight to get down to the bottom. And we're seeing a couple incidents that way where guys are just trying to get down there and not quite there, or guys just trying to find some room, some space to pass somebody, getting a little bit impatient, ending up turning some folks. So top groove just not working well enough to make any passes. I haven't seen anybody successfully, you know, a car that's not loose or getting a little bit sideways or whatever, just somebody that's running the bottom. Doesn't seem to have any issues holding off somebody on the outside. we've already talked about Nick Schaefer, who has moved himself up into third place after starting 11th. And so he's made a big move. Alex Veith's still there. Has been in fifth since he got up there, and so he hasn't been able to get around Kevin Anderson. But William Griffith, who had an incident early, is running eighth. Made a few spots up. Behind him, he's going to have Hungry Hippo of Harold Rothery. As him and Sam Wetstein try to make their way back up to the front where they've been running all race. So I expect to see some fireworks as we get ready to go back green. Well, what in the world is going on here? Okay, there we go. Barney pulled out that green flag a little bit early, but we're under green as he waves it now. Garrett Kinder with another great start. As Kevin Anderson crashes. He slows up just a little bit, and Harold Rothery just having an awful last 20 laps after moving all the way through the field. But yeah, it looks like he got a little bit hot into the corner, moved up a little bit. Alex Veith was there, and spins Kevin Anderson. So those guys are going to go down pit road and get their fast repair as we are under caution yet again. Garrett Kinder, Josh Aldwalt still running 1-2 as they've been, they may have done the smartest thing by getting out front as soon as possible and to stay away from any melee that's going on. These guys have been battling hard all race. Just a very aggressive race tonight. Is the guys not showing that much patience, just ready to in a hurry to get up to the front if they can. Good news for Kevin Anderson. He comes in, gets his fast repair, gets that car fixed up. He is still running seventh, so he's definitely not out of us. We've got quite a few people on pit road fixing damage, guys who have already gotten a fast repair, coming in trying to get some damage fixed, try to make up a few more spots, and it looks like a lot of these guys been pitting for over a minute. Charlie Gates Jr., Hemi Garardini, Josh Lockwood, who were involved in that other accident, have been repairing for over 5 minutes now. So they are in trouble. Most likely out of this race is we have about 8 cars running right now who are still in this race. So it's been just a melee tonight. That's good news for Sam Wetstein, Kevin Anderson, Alex Veith, those guys who've been involved in incidents but able to come back and be able to see the leader, not be too far back if the whole field was there. So really good break for Kevin. But great job by William Griffith, staying out of trouble, able to get himself nicely in the top 5. So I expect to see a good race from here on out. Only 8 cars on the track, and we have about 34 laps to go, about 33 when we get back going green. Pace car is off. Garrett Kinder controlling the restart is going to be able to get a good jump. Nick Schaefer going to get to the inside of Josh Oswald. Josh Oswald sends it down to the corner. Able to hold that position coming off the corner. Hang on to second place as he sets his sights on Garrett Kinder. Has been hunting him down for quite a while now, just not able to get to him. But with time running out, he's going to have to make a move soon. So far, so good, guys. They're playing clean out here, playing smart. Nick Schaefer starting to make up some ground here on Josh Oswald. This is getting really exciting as they come across the line. Nick Schaefer, the fastest car on the track, everybody in the 19.6s. So it's definitely, the fuel load is almost gone. Guys are really putting down some lap times as Josh Oswald trying to go for the lead here. As everybody is running really quick time. Josh Oswald gets a little bit high off the corner. That's going to hurt his momentum just a little bit, allow Nick to get behind him. Garrett Kinder holding on to the lead. Nick Schaefer, again, the fastest car on the track. Really putting down some lap times, putting a lot of pressure on Josh. Josh would love to be patient around behind Garrett, but he's going to have to go. He can't wait too long as he is under fire right now for second place. But a great battle up here in the top three. Watch these guys position themselves for this win. Nick Schaefer gets right to the bumper of Josh, starting to put a lot of pressure on him. Driving it really, really deep into the corner. Josh able to get a better run off the corner, but Nick putting a lot of pressure on him now as we get down to about 25 laps to go, so it's definitely go time. There's really not a whole lot of waiting around. What you got left on your tires, you've got to use them now as that 13 is starting to head off into the distance. Definitely don't want to see him get away because he is shown to have plenty of speed all race. I know Kevin Kinder in chat will be glad to see that. Go on board with Nick Schaefer, see how he's able to try to maneuver around Josh. Having to get out of the gas just a little bit. Hurts his run off the corner, but he gets really deep in the corner as we start to see Josh Oswald start to creep away from Nick and start putting a little bit of pressure on Garrett Kinder. They seem to just go back and forth, have a good turn, then have a bad turn. As Josh is under fire from Nick, throws a block, defends that position, that load line, because he knows if he lets that go, it's going to be trouble. We've got a couple guys coming back onto the track from pit road after getting their damage fixed. Nick Schaefer taking a peek down to the inside. One, two, three, still the same. Oh, they're nose to tail right now as we're getting down to 21 laps to go. They're running identical lap times. All it takes is one mistake from one of these guys, and these If Garrett goes in there and grabs that apron, or misses the corner or slips off the exit, these guys are going to be there to pounce. Nick Schaefer putting a lot of pressure on Josh Oswald. Nobody really able to make any kind of move just yet, though. His last time by, Garrett Kinder was the fastest car on the track, so these guys are going to have to dig down deep, find something if they're going to get around him. See Nick Schaefer get a little bit loose. He's wheeling off that corner, trying to keep it out of the wall. Like Josh had to check up just a little bit. That allows Nick to get right on his bumper. As you see, Josh getting really have an issue in that corner. Nick is all over the back bumper, but Josh doing a great job of defending, saying, hey, you can go ahead and go to the outside if you want. Good luck with that, as Nick's going to try to peek down toward the inside. Driving it deep into the corner. That hurts him off the corner as he goes through the middle and off the corner with just not enough speed to make that pass. So a lot of times you try to make that pass in the entry of the corner, but you just can't. Laps to go. Garrett Kinder with a nice lead now as we try to check on him. As these guys are battling for second place, Garrett Kinder's starting to pull away, starting to feel that victory, but there are some lap traffic that he's starting to run on as we bring up the track map and kind of see. He's got two cars in front of him. Will they be a factor? I think not. I think these guys are going to move over and let the leaders go on by. Charlie Gates Jr. does just that. Does a respectful thing and say, hey, I don't want to be a part of it. Don't want to be involved in that way as we get ready to hit 12 laps to go. As Garrett goes, and just cameras are awful. Just horrible. And caution is out. Alex Veith crashes. Let's see what happened to him as he goes down in the corner. And just grabs the apron. It's going to spin him around. He tries to catch it, just overcorrects a little bit and ends up facing the wrong way. And that brings out the caution. Not what Garrett Kinder wanted to see, as he was starting to pull away there with only 10 laps to go. So now we're going to re-rack them, and these guys are going to have another chance to take home the win. But Garrett has shown a lot of strength after Kevin Anderson drops back a little bit, gives up the lead. Garrett has shown to be one of the fastest, if not the fastest car on the track at all times. And with COVID, there's a lot of cost cutting, and there's no different at tracks. A good yard guy can be very expensive, but when you can get the guys to go down there and cut the grass for you, the guys on the track, that is a very cheap way of getting that done. So great job by USA of getting these guys to cut the grass for them. They paid to get in here, and now they're cutting the grass for the guys, so that's good. Win-win, cool the tires off a little bit. As they disappear behind the wall and the haulers here. Well, when we get back going, probably going to have about 5 to 6 laps to go. So it is definitely go time for these fellers. Josh is in a pretty good position. He's just got to try to get a good jump with Garrett. Garrett's been getting great restarts all night long. He's going to have to get a good start because I think if Nick is able to get going with Garrett and get to his inside, that may be bad for Josh. But last restart, we saw Josh able to hold it off the outside, off that first turn. So he can definitely make it work, at least for one turn. Garrett's got to be careful. I can't imagine. I'm hoping this will be the last restart and we can race this out to the end. But it's very likely that we get another caution, and so Garrett's going to have to be on it for every one of these restarts to make sure that he gets that jump that he needs to take home this win. So got to be perfect. Got to make sure that you get everything that you can on these restarts. If you're Nick Schaefer, Michael Swink, William Griffith, you have to. It's go time. Kevin Anderson, I'm sure, would love to rebound and get himself on the podium. As we get ready to go green, we'll have 5 laps to go. Garrett Kinder with a great restart. Doesn't even get onto the straightaway. Josh Oswald able to get down on the bottom as William Griffith looking under the 51 of Michael Swink for 4th place. What a great run William Griffith's having. Not able to clear him just yet, but and he does now. So move William Griffith up to 4th place. We watch this battle for second as Nick Schaefer still trying to get around Josh Oswald. Has been putting a lot of pressure on him as we get down to 4 laps to go. Coming to 3, Garrett Kinder, our leader. But the battle right now is for 2nd place, as it looks like Josh may not have anything for Garrett, but Nick Schaefer been all over the back bumper, but has a little mistake there, and he's going to have to watch out as William Griffith gets to the back bumper of him. So Griffith trying to get on the podium, trying to make a run towards the end of this race as we come down 2 laps to go. Garrett Kinder cannot wait to get around there and see that white flag, as the next flag will end the race when that happens. Front 4 nose to tail, trying to find anything, just waiting for a mistake, but white flag is out, and we watch Garrett Kinder as he comes off the turn 4. Garrett Kinder going to win the Thunderstruck USA 125 as Sam Weststein spins across the finish line in 8th place. So congratulations to Garrett Kinder, as he is our winner tonight. What a great run he had, as is able to get around Kevin Anderson. He just never looked back. So congratulations to him. Did a great job, and that'll be a pretty damn good birthday present for sure. As we get the melee going, let these guys blow off a little bit of steam. But that was a great race. It had a lot of cautions, but was able to make it all worth it there at the end when guys were really battling it out. Had some guys get into it, and some heartbreak for sure. I know Harold Rothery had moved all the way through the field and got caught up in a couple incidents and ended up in 15th, which was a disappointment for him. But Sam Wetstein as well, running top 5 all race, just there at the end having some sort of issue, and ends up in 8th. So Congratulations to our top three. We'll go ahead and get these guys in here, do some interviews, and see what they thought about the race as we look for Nick Schaefer. He's the only Nick in here, so I'm going to assume that's him. Nick, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, man, great race, dude. I mean, you were really on the move there at the end, putting down some really fast lap times. Was able to get your way position or get your way to the front, position yourself for the win. Just weren't able to get around Josh. Kind of talk me through your race, how it went, and how you ended up at the end, trying to fight for a win.
Yeah, I qualified bad again. I'm every week. That's kind of my thing. Apparently, is just qualify bad. I'll have a good practice and qualify bad. But yeah, it was. It didn't start out too good. I don't know if I got spun or I came down on. I think it was Alex. I wasn't sure. Other than that, I knew I was fast. I knew I had a good car. Yeah, right at the end there, I was faster than Josh. I just couldn't get around him. Like passing someone on the outside is very hard to do on that track.
Well, hey, still a great run. You raced really clean. It looks like your incident when we went back and looked at it was just a little bit of net code. So, you raced really clean. Didn't run through anybody. That's always really good. So, still, congratulations for second place, man. That was a great run. You got anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs?
Uh, thank the whole Thunderstruck series. You for doing the broadcast. Yeah, that's about it. And I got third, by the way. I didn't get second.
Oh, yeah. Well, all right, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, Josh, Eddie in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you. How you doing tonight?
Man, I was feeling a little down because there's a lot of cautions there, but man, towards the end, you guys put together a really nice run and a great battle for the win there. As three of you were fighting it out. Kind of talk me through your race, man. You had a nice, quiet race, and you ran down Garrett one time and got to his bumper, and then just started to fall back just a little bit there at the end. Kind of talk me through all that.
Yeah, I went a little more conservative on the setup than I probably should have. I mean, it just they started to push a little tight towards the end, but I mean, I had Kinder and I were running different gears. I mean, I had a little bit lower of a gear. I was getting him on entry. He'd have the better drive off. We were kind of just at a deadlock. It was going to require him to really slip up for me to be able to pull off the corner and get underneath him. I mean, I'd be able to roll up to his bumper in the center of the corner, but then he'd have the better drive off, and I wouldn't be able to get that nose in there until it would have been too late. There was one opportunity I could have shoved the nose in there, but it probably would have wrecked us both. And second place points is better than a wrecked race car in the pits. So
Well,
I'll take it.
I'm glad you brought up points because you had a rough race last week, but you're still able to retain the points lead. You didn't lose too much because I believe Sam had some issues as well. So a really good points race for you, finishing second as we move forward through the end of this season. I mean, what's your outlook as far as just trying to keep up? Garrett beat you tonight, but you still had about a about a 12-point lead over him or a 10-point lead. So, what are your thoughts as you go through the next few races?
Same. Keep the car in the top five. Keep the guys I need to keep close to me, close to me. You know, there's 6 races left. As long as I don't let them gain too many points in those races, you know, the three of us will probably settle this at Hickory. The way I'm seeing it, though, I won't be able to clinch it early like I did last season. But this season, it's going to really be a championship race, and it's going to be a good one. I mean, three of us race each other with a lot of respect. I'll go door to door with just about anybody in this league, and without a worry. Especially those two guys. So it's going to be fun.
Oh, man,
Congratulations, Garrett, on getting his mod win this season. Now,
hell yeah! Well, congratulations, man, on second place. It was a great run. I know you wanted to win, but second is pretty damn good versus last what you had last week. So, congratulations. Anybody you want to thank? Any shout out sponsors?
I saw the other admins that helped me keep Thunderstruck going and becoming one of the premier short track leagues on iRacing. And I'd like to thank you for coming in and being our broadcaster. We really needed it, and we appreciate you. Do a great job. I watched last week's back. Big Frig Coolers and all my friends and family that watch the broadcasts.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Well, all right. Well, let's bring in our winner, Garrett Kinder. Garrett, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me? Garrett Zeddy in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you now, man, loud and clear.
All right, well, man. Congratulations, dude. Happy birthday. What a great birthday present coming away with the victory tonight, man. It was a lot of fun to watch. A lot of cautions, but you held tough up there. Was able to get the lead, and you never gave it back up. So, kind of talk me through your race. How was that car driving out there as you kind of set sail just a few times?
Man, I like to set these cars up pretty loose, and it was a lot of cautions, unfortunately, so that ended up kind of hurting me a little bit. With heat cycle on these tires, it wasn't very friendly. But man, Kevin Anderson up there up front, I didn't know because I ran around him in practice a little bit. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to get by him, but found a line that worked. If I just exit high and then cut down, it seemed to work pretty well. So that was fun. And yeah, me and Oswald seemed like there was one of those. I'm not going to say long green flag run because there wasn't very many of them, but one of the longer stints we had. I think we had gapped everybody by about 2 seconds. So I talked back to him. I was like, hey man, just gonna start easing up a little bit. Start trying to save some stuff. He goes, oh yeah, me too. So man, it was fun. Oswald, he ran great tonight. Him and I seemed like neck and neck. I think our gearings were just a little bit different. I think I had the exit speed where he had entry speed, so just a little bit differing setups, and this was the result. So big shout out to him for running a good race tonight. I know he's points leader at the moment, so it's good to make up some points on him. Hopefully, I can get up there and challenge for the championship.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one person he didn't need to finish ahead of him tonight was you, and so going into about the midpoint of the season, just over midpoint, you were 10 points behind, but you're gonna gain a little bit. Kind of asked him the same thing, but what's your thoughts going forward as y'all try to fight for this championship?
He and I, we either trade back and forth with having really, really awful runs where we get tied up in some stuff, or we both are fairly consistent where we're top five-ish in most of these races. So honestly, I think, and I talked with him about it. This will probably come down, and hopefully it comes down so it's a good show for everybody else. It comes down to the last race. We're going to be going to Hickory, which is a new track on the service. So it'll be interesting to go run there and get some setups done and see if we can run it. It's going to be fun, man. I can't wait.
Well, I'm excited to see that. That's for sure. Y'all put on a great show, and man, congratulations on the win. Anybody you want to
Uh,
thank? Any shout outs?
yeah, of course. I got to thank the family back home, Kinder Farm and Ranch, for sponsoring me. I know mom and dad are watching. They sent me some messages just as soon as the race was going. Of course, Ratchet, he's watching too. He was texting me through the race, saying, give me some encouragement, telling me just to keep my head and keep running my line. So it's much appreciated. I got to thank Oswald for stepping up and running this league and doing a dang good job of it. This is some of the funnest racing I get to do.
Hmm.
I've really fallen in love with this short track stuff. So having somewhere to come do it with a bunch of great guys. I like racing with every single one of the people in here. So having that avenue to come do some short track racing, it's a blast. Got to thank our race controllers. I think Aaron Ward. I don't know if we had any more than that, but I know Aaron Ward was running race control for us tonight. So that's pretty much a thankless job, but I'm going to give him some thanks anyway. So thank you, Aaron, for running race control for us. Of course, all of our sponsors. I think Kai Shappert, Hitman, and Magic Mike all forked up some dough to get this stuff broadcasted. And of course, you, man, you got kind of thrown in on this, and you're doing some great broadcasts across Thunderstruck and for the Rebels stuff. So really appreciate you having you up in the booth. It's always a quality broadcast, and hopefully we keep putting on good shows for you, man.
Well, man, congratulations, great win. I sure appreciate that, and man, go celebrate with your team, and looking forward to seeing what's going to happen the rest of the season.
10-4, man. I appreciate it.
Well, there you have it. Garrett Kinder pulls off the win tonight. Josh Oswald finished in second. Nick Schaefer rounding out the podium in third place. What a great run by William Griffith. Got caught up in that early accident, but he improves his position up 13 spots with a fourth place. So close to a podium there. But man, what a great run by him. Michael Swink comes home in fifth place. Kevin Anderson disappointed, I'm sure, last week's winner. Um, maybe just a little bit off on the setup. I don't want to talk too bad about him. I think he's a fantastic racer. Showed it last week and this week as well. Got into an incident there at the end. Was able to recover though for a 6th place finish. So good recovery for him. Alex Feathwood made a huge charge up through the field. Kind of got stuck there around the 5th place. So, but still a great race up 5 spots from where he started. So, really good run from him. Sam Wetstein was running up front all damn night long and just got caught in that same incident. So, dropped him back a little bit. Luckily, some other guys had some trouble, and he was able to get back to 8th place, not lose too many points, as he is in a 3-way battle for the points lead right now. So good to stick with it, not give up, and get those points. Josh Lockwood, Charlie Gates Jr., Mike Hasty, they were in a accident towards the end. Hemi Gardini was in a few incidents, so some guys just having some tough nights out early. You see these guys 36, 37, 39 laps down. Harold Rothery, just a heartbreak race, had run all the way up to the front, got into an incident, and then got caught up in another one trying to make his way back up through the field. So tough night for him. Kyle Roberts brings it home in 15th. Frank Barbary in 16th. Chud Bassett in 17th. And Tyler Rice on his roof early, only 4 laps into the race. So, disappointing for him, but overall a good race. Lots of cautions. That's to be expected, and looking forward to next week as we'll bring up the schedule one more time. Is next week we're going to Langley, which should put on some good racing. Stafford as well, and then Bristol and the Bull Ring. Bristol, Bull Ring, Richmond, and Hickory. That's a hell of a stretch there at the end. Those last 4 races. I think I'll be super excited to see those. I think they'll put on a great show, like every week. So hope you come back. I will improve the camera work a little bit, as the cameras for USA were just awful. So we'll try to work on those, make sure that those are better for next week, and that way you can get a great shot of the broadcast. Want to thank everybody who puts on, all the admins who put on Thunderstruck. It's a great series. So, and I want to thank them for allowing me to broadcast the races. So y'all have a good night, and we'll see you next week.